Ajerss and Khanada have now won back-to-back Cash Cups. They've been playing so consistently, and now we have to figure out what are they doing that is helping them be so successful. Let's take a look, dive right in, and analyze everything going on. Just taking a look, these guys have been playing together for a while. They clearly know how one another play. This is an interesting little piece here. Khanada gets tagged up pretty big, and instead of just letting him get jumped on, Ajerss actually going to look to support him and just pressure the players that are right above him. This is a huge help and allows Khanada to get some heals off, back on off, and avoid this fight from ever happening. They were pretty split if we just take a look at the map. These guys were much further away, so this could have been a bad situation for Ajerss Khanada. Nonetheless, they're able to avoid it, get on out of there. They get a couple of tags, and then just keep on moving. They're going to farm up, move fairly quickly, get themselves in a good position. The only thing we really want to pay attention to is what they're leaving with, so I'll speed this up. They're leaving with an AUG Striker, 3 heals, Hammer, Striker, 3 heals. So basically, they're prioritizing 3 heals. This is what we saw from them last time, AR, Pump, and then 3 heals. Maybe every once in a while they'll hold an SMG. They're pretty much prioritizing having 6 heals in their inventory, and they're walking out of here basically as first zone starts moving with a really good loadout. If you're Khanada, you like something better than that, but it is what it is. Now it's time to make some rotates and get themselves into zone. If we take a look where zone is, honestly, worst case scenario for these guys. So we see they're going to have to make this rotate through this area. Generally, I would try and avoid rotating through this area just because of how open it is. But these guys do a good job. They spend a lot of wood and mats and then look at anyone nearby. So they have a good awareness of what's going on around them. And whenever they do get tagged, they wait, chill, heal, put themselves in a better position, use whatever else they can. But we could see there's a lot of players around them that could potentially see them. This mountain, we have the players back here that we knew they were shooting at. We have players up on this mountain, and then players in front of them, also builds over here. So it could be an issue. Luckily, it's not for them this game, but we know that they're being overcautious using these builds and then just refarming the wood in this mid game rather than trying to spend a bunch of heals. They're saving them for later, spending mats they know they can refresh. All right, now zone continues to pull up. So for a team that lands south side, for them to get second place with a bunch of elims is even that more impressive. They're a little late though, which I wouldn't typically recommend, but for them it's worked well because everyone's already in zone, so they're able to get decent positioning. And basically as soon as they start getting pressured, they're deciding, all right, this is far enough. We're going to see where next zone pulls before we make a further rotate, and then they start putting pressure on a team nearby. This is a great play just to focus the team. A lot of times there's nothing much this team can do. We see Ajerss has actually switched from the hammer to the SMG here, and once that elim comes through, they don't get it, but they're going to spend some mats and then quickly get over these builds, put themselves right in, grab all this extra loot, and boom, they just wind up on a bunch of extra loot. They just egoed this other team, force them off this position. Now that other team just has to go back to their own builds. They have extra mats, extra heals, and we can see they're just going to start funneling them over here. So great job to put them in your own builds, not worry about players nearby or next to you that could potentially jump in and try and steal this. Those two have successfully sat here all of third zone. Now we see where fourth is going to pull. They're going to get pretty much a max distance fourth. So this could be a tough rotate. We're going to see Khanada is going to go ahead and use all these extra mats that they have. Get them a little bit closer, but ultimately they're not going to have time to build the tarp, go back and get it. So what they need to do is just start going. And we see Khanada is not going to be hesitant to spend any mats here. Even while they're getting tagged up, he's going to spend a good bit of mats. Ajerss on his side helping protect him. They will get tagged up a little bit. Pause, heal, get themselves in a better spot. And then as soon as they get close, they start spending the hard mats, using those metals, the armored walls, get themselves in and reinforcing their builds. So now that they're in, you go back a little bit, you let it build, then you go forward once it's fully built. Just kind of figuring out what's going on around them. This is an interesting time because this is not what I would recommend. Both players are going for separate plays on 2 different teams, but good comms here. Ajerss and Khanada do get back together. They communicate that there is a player nearby, able to find that player, and now he's on edge. So if we look where they're at on the minimap, they're on the edge zone, so they know that this player is going to have to rotate in, and it's just a matter of time until that player makes a play into this area. Boom, grab the body, even better, allow them to get all this extra loot into their builds and in zone. Now, again, these guys, really unlucky. So max distance fourth, then a max distance 5th. It is incredible they made it this far, but it's because of the refreshes and how just consistently sound they're going to play. The fundamentals are just too good with these guys. They know there's a little extra builds, but nothing too crazy, so we're going to get a little closer in, but not spend like 3 days getting closer in, just getting like 4 or 5 boxes closer. Now again, this rotate. Gonna rotate, try and use line of sight to cut off teams, and rotate about as everyone else is, so that way if you do get focused, there's less of a chance of you going down because everyone else is rotating. And we see they're going to use some wood builds, and then finally use some metal, crank up, invest a good bit in their 5th zone base, which I would always recommend. Then quickly turn around, look at the backside, and boom. Fundamentally sound rotate, spend mats, invest big on 5th zone with hard materials, then look back, try and get some tags, and now they're in a good spot. We're going to see where 6 pulls. So far, they have not gotten lucky with zones, so who knows? Maybe just one more zone of a max pull. This is good recognition here by Khanada. They see this player coming in on edge zone. He's already getting focused. Now this player is just going to walk right into this. They try and get to fully him. He winds up getting out, get all the mats, and then gets themselves back in his zone. And they do finally pull first moving, so they're in a much better position now that they are in first moving. Khanada's going to go for a little upgrade on the shotgun. And you've noticed that both of them have now moved on from the AR shotgun that they started with at the beginning of the game. Now they're both holding SMG shotgun. So that tells you, if you can get refreshes in mid to late game, you then switch to the shotgun SMG as opposed to the AR. Knowing that surge is important earlier on in the game, you want the ARs. Coming towards 4th, 5th zone, you want the SMGs because it's going to be more close hand combat. Another play here by these two. Notice this player not aware enough, seeing this wall open. They're just going to jump right in. It's actually an EU player, so that guy has no chance to hold the wall. He runs away. Another refresh. Not necessarily needed by these two, but they're going to get a few more heals. And now let's watch these rotates in endgame. The interesting thing about this one is because Khanada leads the way for the most part, but we will see Ajerss take charge. So this helps them when they're going to have to adjust, or let's say Khanada needs to heal. And they're doing a good side of staying dead side here. Good layering changes. And if we just look at what the zone looks like, most players are on this side, a couple on the back side, but this is why they're on dead side. Always focusing on this dead side of the zone, putting themselves on the edge to allow freer rotates. And they don't go like wide out in the open. They stay close to some builds. Now again, looking to get players on the edge here. Not going to happen. But still, always looking to make plays, get those refreshes without putting yourself in too much danger. Now 7th pulls, we see again a max distance. And this is an interesting play here by Khanada. He's going to go up layers, and then because he knows they're further away, going to rotate the ramps, slide, and get a little extra speed here to get that extra distance. I really like this play. It's one that's not easily made if you don't know how to quickly rotate your ramps and then slide while tarping. But it's that extra little bit that puts them on the front side that now allows this play here to look back. And we see multiple players getting knocked here. So there's one solo on each team. Khanada recognizes this as well. They're going to box one of the bodies on accident. And they could be like, all right, yeah, cool, that's enough. But at this point, they've already won the game. So they're like, all right, yeah, let's go grab this. Just pressuring this player. Kaz has no shot. Getting jumped on by 2 players. And Ajerss, Khanada both have max splashes, flops, med mist. So there's no worry about tanking storm damage. Now they find themselves back in. While Khanada tarps ahead. Ajerss going to make sure they're healthy. And just generally a good play. Now, another quick layer change. They've identified this is the solo. Khanada's quickly getting in. And Ajerss accidentally goes for a fight here while Khanada jumps in on the solo. This is not a recommended play. Definitely would not recommend taking 2 1v1s here at endgame. But again, they've built a lead. They have 207 points. They pretty much know they've won this cash cup, so they're just chilling. And then we just see the clean tarps. Every single build is deliberate. Khanada wastes no builds going in extra positions. And quick recognition to know that we're going up a hill. Has to be getting closer. This is understanding how you want to play. We know Khanada's already taking the wall. Ajerss has his shotgun ready. So when the edit comes through, boom, shots come out. They're able to get 1 knock. quickly go up above this team, and then Ajerss leads again. So we're seeing Ajerss lead a lot. Recognize it's only a solo now on high ground. So this is basically a free high ground take because both Ajerss and Khanada are making this play. The solo has no hope as he gets chopped. Hit by both players, both spraying with an SMG. Just free high ground. Nice little plays there. Honestly, this should ensure them the win. It doesn't. We'll talk about why that happened. But it's a really good play. These guys are just always looking to make the right plays, looking to play to win the game. Solid performance. But let's talk about why this doesn't happen. We have Khanada dropping down, making solo plays here, trying to be a hero, knowing he's already won the Cash Cup, doing whatever heck he wants. At this point, they've fully given up on trying to win. They're just trying to slay out at this point, make a statement here. Because right now, if you're trying to win this game, if we look at where zone is going, it's up and over this hill. If these two had full plans to like try hard at this point and not just go for every elim, they build up this hill, they sit above, they spray down, they win the game. But nah, they're trying to get the clips, trying to go for the dubs and get all the elims. Now we see Khanada spending a lot of mats that he doesn't have. They need to be a little more stingy, but they don't do that. Ajerss going up, knowing that he has the heal offs for the win, as long as nobody makes it up this hill. Now here's where Khanada goes wrong. Tries to hit this shot. Thinks he has builds, drops down. Now he's just in the chaos that is low ground. Another player right in his face. GG's Khanada. And now it's a 2v1. Ajerss could clutch up. He has the heals. If it went to a heal off, we're still about a minute and a half away from that, so it's not even close. Now Ajerss has to do something special. Nonetheless, not going to happen. So they're going to lose this game. It happens, though. They could have easily won it if they played for that win. The problem was, got a little too greedy trying to get a bunch of wins. Thank you guys for watching. These two, Ajerss, Khanada, are absolutely crazy at this game. They're on a roll. So check out some more of their games, see what we got going on. Thank you for watching. I'm somebodysgun. I'll see you next time. Peace.